What's up, everybody? This is Vinny Bucci, aka the Booch, and welcome to a very special video edition of the Booch Cast. As you guys know, we did one of these a few years back when we talked about the 5th season of Arrow, and this time around, I decided to bring it back again, this time for the show Gotham. And I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, I got the Batman t-shirt for this time around. I know people thought it was awkward that I wore it during the Green Arrow video, but like I said, I needed a t-shirt, so I just threw something on. So anyway, I knew if I didn't wear this, y'all would go crazy. So anyway, we're excited for this time around. As you guys know, a lot of things have changed since the last time we've done a video. We used to be on Blog Talk Radio, but now, as you can see from the logo, we're on SoundCloud. So you can follow the Boochcast on SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com/theboochcast, BOOCHCAST. Also, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/theboochcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. So you can follow us on both of those at the Boochcast. And of course, support the show through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/theboochcast. We have great rewards for great patrons. Donate what you can. Every little bit helps to help us keep this show going.
Seriously, donate. I'm tired of drinking the Mountain Lightning. I want my due back. Alright, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's been very upset about that. We had a big meeting, staff meeting about it earlier. He was very, very mad. He's like, dude, I can't drink any more of this Mountain Light. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? We're under budget. I can't afford Mountain Dew right now. When we get the cash, we'll make it happen. It's like, all I need is a lot more mutiny. I'm up shit creek without a paddle. Help us. Desmond needs his Mountain Dew desperately. So by helping him out, you can donate what you can for as little as $1 a month. You can help out the show. We also have higher level rewards for anybody that wants to use some extra spending cash. And of course, as I mentioned before, this time around, we're talking about the 5th season of Gotham. Now, last time I did this show, Zach was here, the broken soulless ginger, whose name has now been changed to the woken soulless ginger. We've changed his nickname around. But this time around, I'm being joined by the man who got me hooked on this show in the first place with the worst sales pitch I've ever heard, but still he managed to work. Of course, he's a singer-songwriter, works during the day as a groundsman, very big contribution to the show. Has a wonderful kid that's also my nephew, as you see, jumping in the background throughout this entire video. That's why we got Invader Zim up. It's supposed to distract him, but it's apparently not working. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the special video edition, the one and only Mr. Desmond Dagenhart.
Hi.
I guess that's his, because you can tell he's excited. Look, he's waving his hand like a Jedi. This isn't the show you're looking for.
I would not say that.
Thank God. I hope not.
Only because I don't have my own show.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's true. Good point. But
Which
yeah,
we both know I would win the ratings war. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Interesting. He says that, but we're never. He doesn't. But anyway,
we know where the downloads came from. I'm just saying.
Hey, I don't know. Zach's been pulling high numbers, man. It's been crazy.
Zach's been pulling something else too, but we don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about that. I walked in once. I still get shitters. I still get shivers.
Oh, come on. You've been with worse.
No, I haven't. That we never talk about that. It's never happened. So anyway, we're here this week to talk about the 5th and final season of Gotham. But of course, before we get into that, some of you might be wondering about the sales pitch. I'll catch everybody up to speed. A few years ago, I got Desmond brought Gotham to my attention. We had just finished wrapping up a podcast and we were talking about TV shows, and he asked me, do I watch Gotham? And I said, no, I haven't really followed it a while. He goes, you really got to check it out. I'm like, okay, what happens in the show? What's it about? He goes, well, it's Gotham, so it's there's like a Batman type of show, and I'm like, oh, cool, there's a Batman show. He's like, there's no Batman. I'm like, huh? He goes, it's Bruce Wayne. He's a kid. The opening episode is him actually his parents dying in the alley and all that. And it's about mostly revolves around Gordon and his upgrade to commissioner and trying to solve all the mysteries. I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. And then he said there's Oswald and Nygma, there's Selina Kyle, there's Oswald Cobblepot and everything else. I'm like, oh, cool. So we'll see Riddler, we'll see Penguin, we'll see Catwoman. Like, and no, you don't. I'm like, what? It's an origin story. They're not there yet. They're just regular people. I'm like, okay, let me see. I got this straight. You're telling me there's a Gotham show, no Batman, no Joker, no Riddler, no Catwoman, no Penguin, no Two-Face, no nothing? He said no, and I'm like, why the fuck would I want to watch this show? This on paper, this is the dumbest show I have ever heard of. How did it make it this far? And then that's when Desmond hit me with 2 magical words he has said to me over the years that, God help me, it hasn't failed yet.
Trust me.
Yep. So I did. We sat down in some recliners. We popped on Netflix. We watched Gotham. 6 hours later, we're halfway through the first season, and I'm glued to this screen. Like, when I got done with the second season, I was like, I need season 3 now. Like, I was motivated to get it done. I found out season 3 was coming up in a few months. I followed that and followed that and followed that. I have been religiously following Gotham, and I've loved every bit of it. And we're right here now at the final season, which, now when you watch Gotham, you know it's a prequel. So even though I'm very, very big on keeping things canon, the less canon something is, the less I can get invested in it. I knew going in this was a prequel, so I was going to see different stuff. But when we get to the final episode of this season, that's when the canon is supposed to come into play, ultimately. So up until this point, I have not cared about canon. This time around, we're going to have some canon shit to talk about. But, of course, we're talking about the final season of Gotham as Desmond's taking care of business right now. He's he's getting a notebook. So while Desmond gets that notebook, we'll talk a little bit about the 5th and final season of Gotham. I gotta tell you guys, it was only 12 episodes, but it was the most compelling 12 episodes I've ever seen. Definitely action-packed, definitely answered a lot of questions, definitely was, not quite as crazy or controversial in some natures. And as you can see here on the Booch cast, we do parenting in addition to everything else, which is why Desmond had to take care of that. But Des, overall, what were your thoughts on the final season?
I thought it was a really well-rounded season. It took the chaos that ended in season 4, summed up how they were trying to fix it, and it really put a staple on who these villains were and who they were going to become into the actual story. And I think that's something that really, really mattered, to lock in these characters for the origin of the real Batman. And I have a couple little minuscule complaints.
Yeah.
But all in all, I thought it was great. I thought it kept my attention like every other season of the show did.
Yeah, it really, and that's what was great about it. Always had you on the edge of your seat. Now, of course, in this season, Gordon and his allies are working to restore order to Gotham City because the bridge got destroyed, and now the government pretty much declared, you're no man's land, you're on your own, you'll get no government assistance of any kind. And now all the major criminals have claimed their own territory in the city. Now we have a video up here, and I've had to fast forward it because it kind of skips a little bit, and we apologize in advance for that. I've got the volume cranked all the way up on this, so you should be able to hear it. We're gonna have a hard time hearing it, but only because you need headphones to hear stuff. That's why. Otherwise, it'd be easy. So I'm gonna try to open them up and see if we can hear better. But you guys will be able to hear everything fine. But here's kind of a little bit of the opening scene of this season of Gotham.
The West is Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow. Victor Freeze is further north and warring with Firefly.
And to date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Jeremiah Valeska.
And then there's us. GCPD controls a 10-block area around the precinct where we feed and protect 150 civilians. That number could grow as who knows how many others are trapped around the city. These are people who couldn't get out when the city was abandoned. The poor, the sick, whole families. The government has a duty. You have a duty to help them.
Mr. Gordon.
Captain Gordon.
We've been over this time and time again. No one is allowed in or out of Gotham.
People we are protecting are not criminals.
And anyone who stayed after the evacuation order is no longer the government's responsibility.
You're surrounded by hostile forces. We are running out of food, ammunition. There are children here. You have to evacuate them.
A committee is being formed regarding the situation in Gotham.
Committee. At least let us resupply ourselves.
We understand the situation.
You don't understand. If you did, you would do something. Just say we're on our own.
suicide, we need to operate before her spine collapses upon itself. In truth, she should have been evacuated. Yeah, well, we tried to get her out the night that everything went to hell. And then they blew the bloody bridges.
Can you operate here?
I don't think we have a choice.
Selina. The doctor wants to operate.
Fine. Whatever.
I'm gonna be here the whole time.
And here's the thing that I thought was hilarious. Desmond, and I love the fact that during that speech, Desmond and I both had the exact same thought at the same time. It's like something Gordon. He goes,
Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon. He goes, Captain Gordon. Please tell me we weren't the only ones thinking Jack Sparrow in that moment.
I believe there should be a captain somewhere in there.
I love that. That was one of my favorite scenes at the end of like Black Pearl, where they got like Jack Sparrow hanging. They got a noose around his neck. They're about to hang him. They're saying all these mean, nasty, horrible things about him.
He's smiling and laughing. He's like impersonating a bishop.
But here's the thing. The only thing that made him mad was they never called him Captain Jack Sparrow.
It's like Jack Sparrow, Captain.
But here's the thing. He's more mad about that. All these horrible things they're saying about him.
He's about to be hung to death.
And all he cares about is like, look, if you're going to hang me, just call me Captain. I don't care. Just hang me by my neck. I don't care. Just give me the Captain. That's all I want. That's all he ever wanted. Just someone call me Captain Jack Sparrow. That's all I need. So I love that line. And then, of course, they're saying, like, they understand the situation. Just say we're on our own. Then, of course, you have Selina, who got paralyzed because Jeremiah, shot her in the back. Kind of like which was kind of weird because now that I think about it, this literally just popped into my head. It's kind of a Barbara Gordon situation kind of thing.
It is, but the difference is they used this to set up something later in the season. So this was very good, and it actually helped build Selina's character.
Yeah.
And that's something that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But unlike Barbara Gordon, she does recover from the gunshot.
Yes, exactly. And and then of course, then we'll get to that a little bit later. But ultimately, we're trying to figure out here. We got. And then, of course, Jeremiah, there was also, a lot of other crazy things going on. Like, obviously, Selina was paralyzed. At one point, she attempted suicide. So, Bruce went to go seek out this witch who could give her the power to... Yeah, you can have that.
I wasn't asking.
Oh, rude. But she had the power. But she had the power to give Selina her... ability to walk again. So Bruce gives her the potion, saves her, and then she's able to walk again. But
it was a seed.
A seed, yeah. And then she's able to walk again, but also it gives her the Catwoman-like powers that she has. Like her eyes turn green, and she can walk, and she got the claw-like things.
What the seed really did, it didn't only magically heal her, but it brought out all of her deepest personality traits. So her selfishness, wanting to get everything for herself, her acrobatics, she was already pretty fairly acrobatic, so she gained even more control over herself. The seed full on brought everything out of her, and truly designed to make her into the Catwoman she becomes.
Yes, and it's just one of those crazy moments in the show, and I think we got, and there's definitely a few of these we're gonna see, and eventually she somewhat. Learns to control it, and then but one of the other big scenes, and I got it, and ironically in my notes it's right here, and the video just happens to come right after it. We got to talk about this. Jeremiah Valeska, they couldn't find him. Well, they find out he's still alive. He's actually in the process of digging a tunnel, trying to find a way out of Gotham City, and I do have a clip of that. Do I want to play? The question is, do I want to play that first, or do I want to play the alley one first? Which one do you think we should do?
I mean, we're already on a subject.
Yeah. So we'll do. We're gonna do this one right here. This is a Harley Quinn Joker thing because, as you guys know, Harley Quinn kind of showed up towards the end of season 4, real close to that.
It wasn't really. It really wasn't truly Harley. And
Yeah.
that was. I had issues with how they portrayed Harley in this series.
Yeah, go ahead.
She had no personality. She was literally just a slave. And it's like, yes, Harley would have done anything for the Joker if you pay attention to the series and the comics and the animated series where she was created, because she did not make her first appearance in a comic book.
She didn't.
No, she was created in, I believe, 96 for the Batman the Animated Series.
That's right. That's right. She was in there.
She was initially supposed to be a throwaway character, but she was so popular that they decided not to kill her off.
Yeah. She was that and here's the thing. She did end up being popular. She was very comedic, very entertaining. Audiences loved her. And they were able to use that dark part of the character, but also make it kid-friendly. They found that perfect balance on the animated series, I think.
Well, I mean, of course, in all fairness, they created it for that purpose. They didn't have to go with the feel of the comics entirely because she was a new character.
Yeah. They gave her the comic book thing later once they adapted her to that. Mm-hmm. And so here's a scene of this, and there's 2 of these back to back we're going to check out. This is one with the Joker and Harley Quinn. Now, of course, he's still Jeremiah. He's not really the Joker yet, but he's got the paint and everything.
You're pushing my men way too hard. We're not gonna break through for at least a couple more days. There is absolutely no way to make it on schedule.
Well, now with that attitude, you're not. Now, everyone, let's reach inside and dig a little deeper, shall we? Because that's the only way you're all making it out of this hole.
Put this on. Oh,
It's a nice little gift for him. He'll like it. No, he won't. Yes, he will. Come on. Yes, come on. Are these all the recruits?
Well, I thought you would want quality over quantity. Not everybody can pass a .38 caliber test of faith.
Yes, you certainly have set a very high bar for devotion.
Almost forgot. Bruce Wayne and his sidekick Curls. Who's he, the sidekick? Anyway, they tried to infiltrate our little operation here. Oh, and Curls can walk really well, especially for a paraplegic. Oh, and she wants to kill you. A lot. FYI. If I see her, I'll give you a shout. Oh, and kill her. Okay, recruits. Let's do like my daddy did before my 6th birthday and move out!
Well, that was cold.
Apparently, Harley has daddy issues.
Oh, yes. But would you expect any... Why else would she hook up with a psychopath like Joker? That's got daddy issues written all over it.
Well, in the comics, it was because of an obsession combined with his charisma.
Well, yes, that too. That too.
Brainwashing and
yes, but usually that insecurity stems from daddy issues. It literally does. It's kind of snowballs from that. But anyway, it's still great line. Loved it, and of course the awkward like dancing there. It's kind of weird. So just to refresh everyone's memory, Jeremiah kills her in this.
I'm pretty sure that he kills her in the final episode.
Yes, that's right. I had to remember for a second because it'd been a while. But yeah, and then of course, now some might be wondering this 38 caliber test of faith thing. Well, apparently Harley Quinn has set up a Joker church to have people test their loyalty to the Joker, and
it was a Russian roulette style.
Yes, Russian roulette style. Yeah, kind of like the Deer Hunter, but less Vietnamese people. But anyway,
there was an episode of Rugrats where Grandpa comes in and is like, "I'm back from my game with Russian roulette with the guys," and then Tommy's mom says, "Did you win, Pops? You really don't know what Russian roulette is, do you?"
Wait, you actually played Russian roulette? How did that not make the 90s Nick show's freaking weird scene? Wow. I have to remember that. It's like, did you win? It's like, yeah. But anyway, here I will show you guys the Joker's church. This is really good.
Welcome, pilgrims, to the Church of Jeremiah Valeska, the only place where you faithful pilgrims can become your very best selves.
Who the hell's that?
I don't know. I bet she knows where Jeremiah is, though. Stay here, I'm gonna get a closer look.
No. We do this together, Selina. That was the deal.
Funny, I don't remember saying that.
Now, I know you've come from far and wide to meet the man himself. But first, he requires a show of faith. Don't be shy. Jeremiah awaits. Who is ready? Lovely. Jeremiah will be so happy. But remember, he wants only the most faithful followers. And you all have a chance to prove yourself. Right up those stairs. And the rest of you, get out!
Selina.
Wait! I want to meet Jeremiah.
You don't look like one of Jeremiah's worshippers.
I have witnessed his work firsthand. I will never forget it.
Then right this way.
So that's kind of the start of the roulette game.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, I ain't letting nobody point a gun in my head. I don't care if only one bullet is in the 6 chambers.
Yeah, I just couldn't do that. I'm sorry. I'm against anything that requires, like, if I have to die to prove myself to something or risk death to prove myself to something, it's like, I don't think that's something I really want to get in. You know, I mean, people give Catholics a lot of shit, but I'm gonna tell you, all you gotta do is you walk into a room, you sing a couple songs, you walk out the door, problem solved. I mean, really. So I'm just saying, there's no roulette game that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know what the altar boys do on the days off, but I have never seen a roulette game in a church. Like I said, I don't. Again, I don't know what altar boys do on their day off, and I don't think I want to know. But I know I've never seen a roulette game. But what's interesting about Jeremiah, and what's really good about this season, is the ongoing story of Jeremiah and Bruce Wayne. Because, obviously, one thing you know about Batman stories in general is that Joker, more so than Batman, always believed there was a connection between them. He always believed, like, that's why he would never really kill him.
It was the only real connection that Joker... It was really the only real emotion Joker ever truly shows. He laughs psychotically, but true emotion only comes from when he gets angry for somebody actually trying to take that final step on Batman.
He really does. Like, he actually gets mad. Like, they say all this stuff, and then Harley Quinn goes, "Why don't you just shoot him?" And he goes, "Just shoot him?" And he gets, like, mad. Like, if anybody actually tried, like the one guy who they thought actually killed him, and he put him in a box and threw him into acid. Like, he was mad. Like, it's crazy, just that relationship. And the thing about the show is it kind of takes it to that next level. Now, there's a few stories that tell this, but the first one I want to show is the alley scene, where Jeremiah attempts to cement his bond with Bruce by reenacting the night of his parents' deaths. So he sets up this whole idea because he realizes that he can't truly bond with Bruce because the only thing Bruce is ever going to be emotionally attached to is the night of his parents' death. So he believes if he reenacts it, that'll cement the bond. So here is the scene where Bruce tracks down Jeremiah in an alley, but there's a special twist. And one thing that I like to call a Deadpool moment that I personally found enjoyable. Check this out.
Stop! Stop! That's far enough, Bruce.
Jeremiah, you don't have to do this.
But I do. See, I came to this realization. I realized that no matter what I did to bond us, some random gunman in an alley would be the man who you were tied to the most. The man you saw when you closed your eyes. I want to be the star of the show. So if I can't have you as a brother bonded by love, then we'll just have to be bonded by hatred.
And you think killing two people that look like my parents will do that? It won't.
Well, it's a good thing I already put a bullet in both of their fraudulent skulls. Oh, you're confused. You're wondering if I already shot them, then who's this lovely couple? Thomas, Martha, why don't you turn around?
Jim!
I know. See, over the course of our little adventures, fate brought to me James Gordon and Leslie Tompkins, and I thought to myself, why not? Why not kill the man who you think of as your second father figure? And your dear, dear, dear friend, Lee Tompkins. And when I do, finally you and I will be bound together. Because you see, reunification with the mainland hangs on by a thread. Those fireworks go off, and toxic chemicals rain down onto the city, and the government cuts us adrift for good.
Jeremiah, don't.
La piece de resistance. One last thing. I had Jervis Tetch hypnotize them so that they'll wake up the moment these beautiful pearls hit the ground. I want you to see them realize what I've done to them as the life drains from their bodies. Never forget. This is all for you, Bruce.
No! Selina, the pearls! Yo! Let go! Now! When you stop the fireworks, they're gonna...
I know. You go after Jeremiah and Echo, I'll take the truck.
So there you have it. Jeremiah had an interesting theory. And, of course, the Deadpool moment, which that was when he looked at the camera. He's like, I want to be the star of the show. I'm like, that is such a fourth wall break.
To an extent. But if you really pay attention to the context, he wasn't talking to the fans or the creators. He was still talking to Bruce.
True.
So it wasn't really a fourth wall break. But what it was a lot like CM Punk. I want to be the main event!
That is true. I do not deny that at all. That is totally CM Punk, most definitely. He's like, I want to be the star of the show, and I'm like, Jeremiah. If he wasn't the star of the show, he was pretty damn close. I'll say that.
I'll say. Well, here's the thing too. If Jeremiah really wanted to be the main event, he should have been more like his brother Jerome. Jerome was the fucking Jerome was the star.
True. I think Jeremiah's argument was that Jerome was just an idiot, and Jeremiah was more calculating.
Well, he was. And Jerome was definitely crazier. If you took, but they didn't give. But that's the thing is, Jerome also had that charisma that was just unbeatable.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why it's like I like Jeremiah because he is kind of calculating, but without that Jerome charisma, it's not truly the Joker. I think if you were to combine the two and really give a good combination of the two, you'd have the perfect Joker.
Yeah, it's like, and it's cool because that actor played both of them.
Yeah,
that's what was great. I love the fact that when they brought in a Jeremiah, they didn't try to recast somebody else. They're like, he is the Joker. He is perfect for this. We're going to have him play both characters. And the fact that he pulled off both so well and made them so different, that is a fantastic actor.
And played a gay kid in Shameless.
Yeah, on top of that. Just great acting, you know? Like, some people actually argue that he should have played the Joker in the Joaquin movie. You know? I mean, granted, Joaquin Phoenix killed it. Crushed it. But... you know, this he probably could have pulled the role off too.
I'll say this: my issue with the Joaquin Phoenix is not Joaquin Phoenix. It's the portrayal of the Joker still.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll save that for the audio version of the Booch cast. We'll check that. You guys check that out. Which, by the way, that's one thing that after we're done with this video, we're going to be doing an audio version of the podcast. And if you want to hear Desmond's thoughts on the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, tune in to the Booch cast. December 16th is when it's going to drop.
In all fairness. I wouldn't tune in for that particular reason. I have not actually seen the movie. I've only seen bits and pieces.
Never mind then. But anyway, if you want to hear more Desmond, December 16th is when that particular episode will drop. We're going to be recording it today, but it'll drop the 16th of December, which is going to be our final episode of the year as well. So
I need one more disclaimer.
What's that?
I was not saying do not tune in, just not for that reason.
Thank you. Okay, good. All right. And speaking of the Joker, we got to jump into this thing here. Now, obviously, one of the things we talked about here is how in this season, a lot of canon stuff starts to happen. So there's one canon moment that does happen in that episode. We have the face-off between Jeremiah and Bruce that ends in a way that most Batman fans are very familiar with.
Jeremiah! Face me!
Here, Bruce!
Jeremiah! This ends tonight.
No. No, Bruce. Now it begins. Yes. You feel it. The connection between us. You do, don't you? Ah, Bruce, you feel it. Tell me you feel it. You mean nothing to me. Why don't you understand? I'm the answer to your life's question. Without me, you're just a joke. Without a punchline.
So, Gotham's basically fucked at this point.
You know, a little bit of chemical in the water. That's just it's character building. It's character building.
Exactly. Actually, it looks
put
like
a smile on.
Actually, looks like a California beach.
Have you ever actually been to like Miami and seen how emerald the water looks?
Well, yeah, we went to South Beach a couple years ago.
I fucking love the emerald waters.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I just know my parents lived in California. Well, my dad lived in California for a while. My mom went to visit him. They said they went to a beach and it was the trashiest beach in the world. She actually says California talks so much about caring about the environment. Meanwhile, their ocean looks horrible.
Well, I'll say the government does laws to pass things, but the fucking people. I mean, there's just so many people, and people are assholes.
Exactly,
and that's true anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go, trust me. We live in Georgia. We've seen plenty. We've seen plenty.
I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and our little lakeside places get trashed, and I'm just fucking pissed.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like that scene in like Without a Paddle where he's like, "We christened this voyage," and he breaks the glass, and the guy goes, "Thank you for breaking glass where my kids play." He's like, "Oh fuck." He fell. He was like, "Oh crap, that killed the mood." But anyway, but yeah, loved it, and especially the scene where like. You see, like, Jeremiah being heartbroken, like when Bruce goes, "You mean nothing to me." You generally see Jeremiah, like, start to cry. Kind of fucked up. Like, he literally is, like, so emotional. Like, he was ready to knock him into that chemical because he was so mad that he said that. Like, to see the Joker get heartbroken like that is kind of weird.
Well, you know, it was a matter of he truly believed that that they were meant to do this. Like, you can't kill me because of some misguided sense of self-righteousness. And I can't kill you because you're just too much fun!
Exactly. And that's like that's why he called it the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Like, they're really stuck in this.
I'm just saying, I want to throw my name out there if they do it, since Mark Hamill is done with the voicing of the Joker.
Yeah.
I want to do the Joker.
Okay. Well, I know we've been kind of talking, but I'll take a moment here and hit him with it.
All right. Let me pull up a Joker quote from the comics. And
all right.
We'll work on this.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the next. I'm gonna read this here because we're about to set the next clip. So also in addition to this, Oswald Cobblepot and Edward Nygma, who've been friends and enemies and frenemies and whatever, They decide to join forces once again to escape from Gotham for good. And Barbara gives up a life of crime when she becomes pregnant with Gordon's child after a one-night stand. So, what I'm going to do right now, while Desmond looks up the line, is... do you need more time?
Huh?
Need more time?
Yeah, keep doing
Okay,
that.
sure. So, I'm going to play this first clip here. And this is kind of a funny moment for me. Because this is a character in the Batman series I had totally forgotten about. I'd seen him in the animated series, but forgot he existed. So I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? Then I went back later, found out about it, and I went, oh, that makes sense. So anyway, there was this... Oswald was pretty much living in a lap of luxury. He was selling ammunition and weapons in exchange for food, and he had an assistant that he was not particularly nice to. He wasn't abusive. He was just a dick. You know, that's the thing about Oswald. He wasn't really, like, abusive, at least physically, but he was kind of a jerk. And he had a dog that he named Edward, and he would feed the dog over feeding his assistant, which, you know, would piss anybody off, especially when you're hungry. And I know there's a lot of, like, pro-animal people out there that probably would do the same thing, and they're called assholes. So, anyway, I'm going to play this clip right here where he gets confronted by his assistant, but there's a dark, funny, interesting twist, especially if you know the names Terry Fader and Jeff Dunham.
I cannot believe that you told him about the sub, and that you're playing along with his psychosis.
Obviously, he was gonna kill you. I bought us time. I have an idea. If you can just keep him busy and wait for the signal.
Wait, what's the signal?
What you join?
So, Mr. Scarface and I have discussed our options. And the submarine sounds like a good plan.
And since we'll need the smart one to build this hay burner, he can keep sucking air. But Penguin ain't so lucky. Do it, Pen! Ventilate that mook!
I'm so sorry, Mr. Cobblepot. I wish things would have turned out differently.
Arthur, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. You accuse me of manipulating you, but what about him? I never asked you to kill anybody.
That is true.
Think of everything that we went through together. Sophia Falcone getting cut off from the mainland, starving.
You mean Pen was starving? Fighting for scraps while your dog ate steak!
I welcomed you into my home. And yes, I was not a good friend. To you or to anyone. It's why I'm alone. But I saw you for what you are, and I value that. That must be worth something.
Applesauce! You're a liar and a thief! All you do is take! Take!
Take! And you never give anything. You work me to the bone. Force me to be your puppet. Well, no more. You hear me?
No more. Take that! And no!
Mr. Cobblepot, you freed me. How can I ever thank you?
Why did you do that? He wasn't the threat, the dummy was
Oswald, I accept you for the person that you are. Just as you accept me for the cold logician that I am. That's why this friendship is great. And as friends, I think we can both agree that that lunatic had to be stopped.
Perhaps, Edward, we really are meant for each other.
So,
I want to say I have an issue with this because that particular bit there.
Yeah.
I really am kind of upset that you don't get to see him with the dummy go against Batman. You know, that's just one of those things. They're killing off characters before Batman's even involved.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole thing was they even announced this way before the final season aired, was that Batman was not showing up till the final episode. They wanted to drag it all the way out.
And I'm cool with that. But in that case, don't kill my motherfucking villains. You want to have them die in an actual Batman series?
Yeah.
Cool, I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
Batman has to fight them first.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
And the funny thing is, if we had a season 6, he probably could have.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, and they could continue this series on. If they really wanted to, they could have continued it on. Gotham, with it actually being a Batman live action, it would be awesome.
Yeah, well, it would.
Problem being that they did some things. They killed off some characters that.
Yeah, but I think that's why. I think they knew this was it, so no point in keeping him around.
Still.
Yeah, I agree. No, I hear you.
I
would have loved to see him go up against
That's where
Batman.
my following canon a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. I totally got you. So, do you have the thing set up, or do I need to play another?
Oh, yeah, I got a scene here. This scene is Joker kind of sort of talking about how he became.
Yes.
Okay. This is from the comics. This is not from any of the movies that you're going to recognize. Actually, this might be from The Killing Joke. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's a scene that I've read a few times. So I believe he was talking to Batman, though it doesn't show who he was talking to before that. He's got a microphone in his hand like he's a reporter.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, what is it with you? What made you? Girlfriend killed by the mob? Maybe a brother carved up by some mugger. Something like that. I bet. Something like that happened to me, you know. I'm not exactly sure what it was. Sometimes I remember one way, sometimes another. If I'm going to have to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. But my point is, I went crazy when I saw what a black, awful joke the world was. I went crazy as a coot, I admit it. Why can't you? I mean, you're not unintelligent. You must see the reality of the situation. Do you know how many times we've come close to World War III over a flock of geese on a computer screen? I mean, you know what triggered the last World War? An argument over how many telegraph poles Germany owed its world debt to creditors. Telegraph poles! It's all a joke. Everything anybody ever valued, struggled for, it's all a monstrous, demented gag. So why can't you see the funny side? Why aren't you laughing?
Brilliant. Love it. Dude, that is awesome.
I've been working on my Joker impersonation for a long time, and I love Joker. And obviously, I got some of my my version from Mark Hamill. It's all about the emotion, knowing when to get in the deep, dark voice, and when to go and get playful and high pitched and go. But Joker is full of range, and you have to do it right.
Yeah, and that was brilliantly well done. I love it. Because I know, I think briefly, and I said this on the Boochcast, the last time Desmond was on, we had an episode called God Was Never on Your Side, and we were discussing pretty much the entire road of Supernatural, which, by the way, when season 15 wraps up, we will be back for a Supernatural video. I want y'all to know that.
I'll watch it all in like 3 days.
Oh, he'll watch it all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not even worried about that. I'm following on the CW app every week. I know he'll have it done within a week, so he'll have it done very soon. So, So we'll be back for that. And then, of course, I wanted him to bring it back for this one, especially since it's apropos with us talking about Gotham. So as I mentioned before, Oswald's selling a lot of ammunition and everything else. But then there was also the one-night stand. You're probably wondering, like, how the hell did that happen? Well, here's the scene with Jim and Barbara and how that came about.
Spotlight's off. You forget to pay the electric bill?
What do you want, Barbara?
Same as you. To protect my people.
Your tip didn't pan out.
Well, I've got another one. A lead on a guy selling RPGs. He moves about, but...
At all?
I heard some of your people went over to Penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't win them all. Poor Jim. All alone again.
Get out of here, Barbara.
No one knows what it's like to be him. To carry the weight.
I told you to leave.
I heard you.
So, that was an awkward encounter.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta bang your ex.
Sometimes. I mean, you don't know why, you just do.
I did it recently.
Really?
I hadn't seen her in a while. Actually, she had been married since the last time I'd seen her.
Okay.
Her husband died in a car crash. So she's the last year's been rough on her. But she came originally just to hang out. We had kind of catch up for a bit, and just one thing led to another.
Yes. Yeah. As it often does.
And we both just kind of needed it at the time, and it happened.
It happened. All right, fair enough. Both y'all were cool with it, so nothing was awkward there. Yep. That's good.
Yeah, she ended up staying the night, and we're still chatting here and there.
All right, that's good. Well, that's good. We'll see if anything happens from that. And it won't. Okay, good enough. But anyway, So anyway, Barbara has a moment. So of course, this is where Barbara becomes pregnant. Now she's carrying Jim's kid. There's a lot of awkwardness there. But then, as we all know, and Desmond's having more of his mountain lightning, and I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not up to me. Best thing I tell you to do, share the Patreon link. That's all I can tell you to do. Go to patreon.com/theboochcast. Donate so Desmond can stop drinking Mountain Lightning. There's your motivation. I'm telling you. I'm saying, you have a link. You have social media. You can share this thing. People bring money in. Mountain Dew can come in.
I'm going to be fair here, y'all. Everyone knows I'm just kidding. I bought that on my own accord.
Yes, we'll preface that by saying that is just us being funny. But seriously, please support the show through Patreon. That part we're serious about. The Mountain Dew's just us being smartasses. But anyway, so now Lee later returns. Lee Tompkins comes back. And now
that's okay. Gordon definitely needs another round with another ex.
Oh yeah, and he does, as you can see, he does that round with another ex, and they decide to get married, even though things are kind of complicated with the fact that Barbara's carrying his kid and all this other stuff. They decide to still get married, and here is the wedding. I was gonna play this.
Jim, will you please take Lee's hand? Do you, Jim Gordon, take Lee Tompkins to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish till death do you part.
I do.
And you, Lee Tompkins, do you do the same?
Sure, Harvey. I do.
By the power vested in me, by absolutely no one, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
He's sitting there thinking it was only a matter of time. Alfred and Lucius are like, we're just gonna look over here, nothing to see here. I guess the wedding was kind of cool.
Earlier in the series, Bruce woke up with a bunch of half-naked girls in his bed. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Ain't his first rodeo. And you're not going to tell me nothing happened. I'm sorry. The TV show's not going to sell me on that shit.
No, not at all. I mean, let's be honest. We all know how Bruce Wayne grows up.
Yes.
The kid was a player.
He was. He did, he was never without a lady on his arm. If you're a billionaire, that's how it should be. I'm sorry. If you're a billionaire and you don't have a gorgeous lady on your arm, at least at one point, something's wrong with you. Yeah. So interestingly enough, and I like that last scene because, and I'm gonna get into more of this later. The Bruce Selina thing, I was hooked on that from the very beginning. I liked that. That whole relationship thing was really cool to me.
It gave a cool new aspect. Like, yeah, they kind of knew each other when they were kids. It doesn't want to. Yeah. It's more than just when they're adults they had an off and on thing. When they were kids they had an off and on thing.
Exactly, and I like that. I've always enjoyed that dynamic between Batman and Catwoman. That's why, ironically enough, long before Gotham came out, there was a part of me that thought about making a Bruce and Selina type of TV show. Kind of like how they had Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman with Dean Cain, which is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I kind of wanted something similar with Bruce and Selina like years ago if I ever wrote that script. Now, obviously with Gotham, I don't know if I would ever do that again, if I would ever try to resurrect that, but that was a project I considered working on. And further thing of that was, obviously during the whole unification thing or everything falling through, at one point, Ivy is controlling everyone and she's trying to get everything destroyed. And at one point, she gets influence over Bruce. And him and Selina have an interesting confrontation.
Selina, you're wasting your time.
Bruce, you have to snap out of Ivy's spell. This is not you.
You're wrong. Ivy's given me a purpose.
No! Stop! Stop! I don't want to fight you! What are you gonna do? Kill everything in Gotham?
The toxins will only kill all the people. The plants will adapt, they always do.
Can you hear what that sounds like?
Yeah. It sounds great!
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You don't care about Gotham, you're gonna leave anyway. What about the rest of us, huh? The ones who are gonna be stuck here without you!
Selina. Selina. I'm okay.
Bruce, I'm so sorry.
We need to stop Lucius, come on.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting fight there. Selina let a lot of frustration out.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't have had a problem with her getting on top of me. If I was his age and that kid, a little girl,
Yeah, I mean, even though she's getting, granted she is punching him in the face, but I guess a little S&M never hurt anybody. Yeah, I guess a little S&M never hurt anybody, at least not intentionally. But This is kind of weird thing to say. A little lesson I've never hurt
You know that
anybody.
reminds me of the scene in Jumanji. A little rain never hurt anybody. No, but a lot can kill you.
I found out that is true. I never knew that. As a kid, my mom told me that as a kid. I was like, she said a lot can kill you, and I'm like, is that true? She goes, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. But anyway, so we see all this craziness between Bruce Wayne and Selina. We're gonna get into more of that in the last clip, but then next we have a politician named Teresa Walker seemingly sends the military group Delta Force, led by Gordon's old army companion Eduardo Dorrance, to help the GCPD in their war against the overwhelmingly criminal populace. After transforming a more populace, so we figure this is going to be happening, but then we quickly realize they have a different plan.
I will pass the good news along to your hand.
Care to expand on that?
I was merely helping a man who needed medical attention.
Yeah, not buying it. His eyes are open.
I gave him a biomedical anesthesia.
Wake him up, now. Do it.
Oh, very well.
Ah! Oh! I told you this wasn't me! He put a chip in my brain, and someone's been controlling it this whole time. And then he drilled in my head!
Better talk now.
I am a scientist. A contract came along. I developed a tool.
A tool? How dare you!
A contract from who?
Please escort the professor out. Thank you.
Ta-ta.
What the hell's going on?
Sorry, pal, but this part of the op is need to know. Didn't say anything until we had the suspect in custody, but Walker wants Nygma taken out now.
Walker was behind this? She's been controlling Nygma the whole time?
You know I hate this spook crap. I don't ask questions, I follow orders.
She's responsible for Haven. I don't understand why.
Jim, stop right there. Trust me. Walker wants you to put a bullet in his brain.
No.
Call it proof of loyalty. It's what she needs from you before she can move forward with final relief plan. And come on. Look at him. He's a loon, a cop killer.
Tell me the truth. Did Walker destroy Haven? Did you know? Tell me.
Jim, ours is not to reason why. And this is your chance to be a part of this mission. So, please. You pull the trigger on him, or I pull the trigger on you.
After all this, you'd kill me for some bureaucrat.
Mission comes first. You told me that. What's your answer?
Looks like I saved your life one too many times.
Maybe so. You know Jim Gordon. You know this city. Find him and kill him.
Here's the thing that I thought was weird. The whole thing was they said they wanted to put a bullet in his brain to prove loyalty, but instead he punches the guy, jumps through the chute. Why didn't they just put a bullet in Edward Nygma's brain? Why didn't the guy just shoot him right there if they wanted him dead? That doesn't make any sense.
Because Nygma is beatable to them. They feel like Nygma's he's not a problem.
Okay.
If they were able to get him controlled once, they could get him under control again. That's the way they view it.
Yeah.
They're more worried about what they can do with Jim Gordon. It makes more sense to have Nygma go after Gordon and not risk one of their own soldiers.
Well, no. That's not what I mean. What I mean is they said they wanted Jim to shoot Edward. He refused and jumped to the chute. So if they wanted Edward dead, why didn't they just shoot Ed right there? Why make him chase Jim?
To continue using him as a tool. Once again, not risk one of their own soldiers.
I guess. I mean, that just felt weird to me. Like, okay, like, it's like you, because Jim's jumping through that chute. They don't know if they're going to shoot Edward right then and there. So you're giving yourself a war over nothing. That just felt weird. But of course, in the midst of all this, Dorrance eventually gets hurt, and they turn him into Bane. So now, Bane has joined the Gotham show. And Bane tells the story of how everything came to be.
What did Walker do to you?
When I was in Mania prison, Jim, the guards played a game. They'd choose one of us, and they buried us alive. They'd take bets on whether you could take your way out, but then they'd bury you deeper. And play again. I was the champion. To survive that, I had to stop being human. I had to become something else. I became Bane. Only I didn't know it yet, but she knew. She showed me the way. If the world is full of monsters, the only way to defeat them is to become one yourself.
Interesting theory he has.
That's a lot like the Joker's. All it takes is one bad day.
Yeah. And that's always been his big thing. One bad day is all it takes. And the funny thing about Joker is he always says stuff like, you know, do I really look like a guy with a plan? Yes. Because you have the most intricate plans of anyone I've ever met.
Really? Because what's ever been his end game? Ever.
I'm just saying, like, he has a plan to do something.
Oh, no. He comes up with these ideas,
yeah,
but they're very short term. What we're gonna do right now, they're still pretty spontaneous.
Yeah,
he's like, I swear, to me it seems like I've got some extra money lying around. Let's buy some bombs.
I got some extra money lying around.
It's like, you there, can you put a little of my laughing gas in a new kind of bomb? I want like 60 of them.
Very true.
And then he just places them randomly. Batman finds him. He has some kind of a little trap set up. It reminds me a lot of like the Phineas and Ferb, Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz. He has a stupid plan that makes no sense to begin with. A crazy trap, intricate trap to stop him. Batman gets freed. Perry gets freed.
Yes.
Doofenshmirtz gets his ass kicked. Joker gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, the only difference is Joker doesn't have an Innator. That's pretty much the only difference.
He doesn't change the name to it. No, it's just...
Yes.
But let's be honest. How different is the dynamic?
Not really. Because I'm pretty sure Doofenshmirtz is multiple choice. No, wait, he's not multiple choice. They tell you exactly what the fuck's wrong with him. I forgot about that. But then, so after transforming a newly wanted Dorrance into superhuman Bane, Walker reveals...
It started the day that I was born. Both my parents didn't show up. What?
Huh? Come again? One of them clearly had to be there.
Apparently not.
That is insane.
That's probably my favorite Doofenshmirtz moment right there.
After transforming a mortally wounded Dorrance into the superhuman Bane, Walker reveals herself as Ra's al Ghul's daughter Nyssa, which if you follow Arrow, Nyssa is actually a weird character, who seeks to destroy Gotham as part of her vendetta against Bruce and Barbara for the death of her father. I'm sorry, this was a stupid storyline in this season. It's like, and Bruce keeps on time and time again, he wanted me to kill him, you fucking idiots. Like, why is this being dragged out? You killed my father. He told me to. What? He said I was the chosen one to kill. He literally, like, that's why, let me tell you something. If you're going to let somebody kill you, record that shit. Please.
Look, you live in you live in fairly new times, okay? It's like, Nissa, I'm going to have this kid from Gotham kill me. It's not going to make any sense to you, but he's going to lead the League of Assassins. Nissa be like,
couldn't I just take the lead? No, this is how it has to be.
I'm a misogynistic dick. It has to be him.
Exactly. Now go sit in the corner and play with your toys.
Go play with your dolls. Kill some assassins. You do your thing.
Do your thing. You're very good at that. So, because Bruce had explained that to everyone. He's like, he wanted me to kill him. Does anyone not get it? Like, that was the dumbest part of this whole storyline. Now, I have 2 more Bane clips here that I'm going to play. And one I really like. One kind of makes me go, what the fuck? But anyway, this is Bruce Wayne and Bane having their fight.
It's only a matter of time before the army breaks through. We need to get back to the GCP.
Bruce! Impressive. You blew up your father's building to stop the military. It'll take more to stop me.
Go on ahead, Selina. Warn the GCPD.
No, we're doing this together.
You shouldn't have hurt Alfred.
Collateral damage. It happens in war. I'm sorry you weren't there to see me break your butler, but I'm so glad you won't miss me killing your little friend.
Let her go.
In war, there are no attachments. Only then can you fight without your hands tied. You see, just a little ounce of pressure. That's all that separates the living from the dead.
What is that? A wing cloaking device, but it had some glitches. Apparently it's a beacon for certain winged mammals.
What winged mammals?
Bats.
Of course it would be bats. We knew we were going to see him eventually.
Well, I mean, it is Bruce.
I loved it. And I love the fact, you were right. Like, he took down Jim Gordon, no problem. Took down Alfred, no problem. But these two could easily whoop it. Were pretty much easily.
They weren't whooping his ass. He was definitely beating them.
Yeah.
But they were giving him a run for his money.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I think
I don't care how well they've trained in the last year and a half. There's still a couple of kids against a highly trained military assassin.
I guess he got a little too arrogant, and then the arrogance was his downfall. Like, I can easily. He did an awful lot. Did what every villain does. They have to give their speech, and then their speech is when they get their ass whooped. They have to. Every villain has to have their speech. As Daxton advertises our banner. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Booch 365 Entertainment banner, and that's Dax, who's been having fun, jumping around, watching Invader Zim and Green Eggs and Ham. Binge watching Green Eggs and Ham, which I'm still trying to figure out how that became a TV show, but whatever. Anyway, so here's the next scene. This is the people of Gotham standing up to Bane. After Bane's defeat, Gordon is appointed commissioner of the GCPD, while Bruce leaves Gotham and promises to return. So obviously, this is the moment where Gordon finally becomes commissioner. I gotta play this, because I'm gonna tell you right now. Obviously, it had to end this way because of time restraints, and this is 12 episodes. But I gotta admit, this ending's kind of anticlimactic. Yeah.
It's over, Jim.
All wars come to an end.
This isn't a war. This is a firing squad.
I told you to go.
And I didn't listen.
Ready. Aim.
What the?
They're here for us, Jim.
Fire! I said fire!
You have a choice. You can stand with us, or you can stand with them.
See, I liked that, and here's why. It finally shows that even the villains were like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Okay, it was one of those points where they all wanted some semblance of normalcy back in Gotham. They were willing to stand up for themselves, and the military, like the military often does, it comes to a point where the military is like, I'm not taking that order. That's an order that I can't, Jackson. That's an order that I can't follow. That's too far. I'm not firing into a crowd of. It's like the V for Vendetta at the very end, where the military is sitting there shooting. They're waiting on the order to fire, but they decide I'm not shooting all these kids, and just because they're wearing these damn masks.
Exactly. At some point, they're like, look, this is too much even for me.
And that's what this was, and it shows that even the worst of the people in Gotham are there to be with Gotham, and that to me it shows that unity is an important thing to show off before they ended the series.
Yes, and I can see that point. And then of course we had there's one other scene I'm gonna play. Then we're gonna talk about the final episode. Obviously, as I said before, Bruce decides to leave Gotham. And there's a moment with him and Alfred and this is the reason I'm playing this clip, but you gotta check this out.
What do you mean you're leaving? Bane's in prison. It's over.
My life here. It's too public.
You've made up your mind.
Gotham's in good hands. Commissioner.
Thank you, Bruce. For everything you've done for me and for the city. Gotham will always be your home.
Bruce is all grown up.
That he is.
Well, now you have another little one to look after.
Where's Bruce?
He left you this.
You know how to reach me? If you need anything?
Yes. Well, you know me, Master Bruce. I'll be very self-sufficient. Busy, actually. We start the reconstruction of Wayne Enterprises and Wayne Manor tomorrow. You will remember everything I taught you, won't you?
Of course.
Good, that's good. I never tried to replace your parents, I couldn't, I never would. But I want you to know, Master Bruce, that you are the only son that I will ever have. And I could not be more proud.
Okay. I gotta go lie. I like that. Like I said, the scene between Bruce and Alfred is mostly why I played that clip, because I really like that dynamic between the two of them at the end.
Yeah, it really shows a change. Is like from there was a time when he was like a father. Then it was a time that he was only a butler because Bruce wouldn't let him be anything else, and they truly became friends who mutually respected one another. And that growth and that change in the dynamic of their relationship over the 5 seasons is absolutely amazing.
It really is. It tells that story completely, and it's just Alfred. It's like you see that bond that really is formed between them. That it goes beyond the butler, employee-employer kind of thing. And it really dives into something deeper, because after the loss of his parents, Alfred was all Bruce had. And Bruce kind of had to become like, okay, I'm a parental unit, but also a butler. So it's like, how do you find that mold between giving orders and taking them? It's like that kind of thing. It's so weird to see, but yet so great. But that's how respected Alfred was amongst the Waynes, when they said when they died, Alfred would raise them. It's the weirdest relationship ever on paper, but they play it so well in every Batman version.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we're going to move on to the series finale, which is, as you can see from this video, it's set 10 years later. Bruce returns to Gotham just in time for Wayne Tower's reopening. Gordon is preparing his retirement until he discovers that Nygma has escaped his imprisonment from Arkham. Nygma kidnaps Mayor James with the intention of destroying Wayne Tower. Nygma is then arrested again, but is freed by Oswald, who was free from Blackgate. Bullock frames himself for murder of the guard who broke Nygma out of prison, although Jim frees Bullock and learns that Jeremiah was the true culprit. Jeremiah, who faked his brain-dead state awaiting Bruce's return, kidnaps Jim's daughter Barbara Lee, whom Bruce rescues while wearing a bat-like costume. Later, Jim shines a signal on top of GCPD where he's visited by Bullock and Alfred, who oversee the same bat-dressed vigilante that saved Jim and his daughter, who, unbeknownst to Bullock and perhaps Jim, is actually Bruce. Bruce finally fulfills his destiny and becomes Gotham's Dark Knight. So we see all this unfold in the span of one episode. And I got 3 clips here. This first clip I'm playing got a bit of a complaint. I'll explain why. I'm just going to play this right now.
It began a few weeks ago. Someone attacking the gangs downtown. No deaths so far, at least.
Hoods couldn't give a description, but they did mention a growling.
Growling? It's a rumor. Ignore it. Oswald Cobblepot gets out of Blackgate tomorrow. One theory is he's sending someone to put the fear of God into the underworld.
And you choose this moment to hand in your resignation.
I told you that months ago.
That's not the point. Look, things are unstable. Isn't there some break-in at a government warehouse that you guys haven't solved yet?
Yeah, because the feds won't tell us squat.
I'm not looking for excuses. Look, you mean something to this city. You can't quit. Not now.
Because of Wayne Tower.
Bruce Wayne is returning home for the first time in a decade for its opening. The new Wayne Tower represents hope for Gotham. So yeah, I need you.
Mayor James, I told you I would stay until after the Wayne inaugural. Then I'm done.
You'll excuse me. I have a fundraiser I have to get ready for. Good day, gentlemen.
Jim. I've had 10 years, Harv. It's time for someone else to have a chance.
Can you wait for Bruce to come back to hang it up? That's a coincidence?
I'm late. I have to meet Barbara.
Yeah. The Queen of Gotham. Tell me something. Why didn't I buy up half of Gotham on the cheap after reunification? Become a tycoon, Give a kiss to the little one from Uncle Harv.
Will do.
Hey, Slugger.
Daddy! Just do it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, did you hear from Bruce?
No.
10 years, not a word. But I'm assuming he'll be at the gala for Wayne Tower tomorrow. I want to see the look on his face when I tell him in 3 months he won't have the tallest building in Gotham anymore. Think he'll recognize you with that caterpillar on your top lip? Okay, Munchkin, I love you. Mwah. Don't let her stay up too late.
Ice cream.
Okay. Now, obviously, if you're a diehard Batman fan, which I assume most of you are, if you've especially been listening this long, everyone was waiting for the Jim Gordon mustache. We're waiting for it. We finally get it. It's a great moment. And it's gone. Literally within a scene, it's gone. Gordon had one job. One job. Get a mustache, keep it, and that's it. Literally. How do you dick that up?
I'm pretty certain that that's not what Gordon's job was.
You know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure Gordon's job was to clean up the streets of Gotham. I mean...
Okay. I meant script-wise. Obviously, yeah, protecting Gotham. Yeah, we get that. He did that. Check off the list. It's done at this point. I mean, they're going to do this other crazy shit in this scene, but for the most part, check mark. Done. Get a mustache, keep it. That's easier than bringing peace to Gotham. The easy job he fucks up. The hard one, he gets that done. Took a couple years, but just...
Yeah, but the Jim Gordon mustache only really truly existed when he had white hair. His hair's not that color yet.
True, I'll give you that, but still.
He's still too young.
It was just, that bugged me so much. He had it for a scene and it was gone. Had one job, man. Disappointed.
You're lucky they showed it to you at all.
Hey, look, it's not enough to make me say the whole show sucked, but it's still disappointing. I'm not going that far with it. If I go that far with it, then I got a problem. Trust me, I'm not gonna say fucking entire TV 5 years worth of great shit over a mustache, but still, damn it, Gordon. Anyway, so
this coming from somebody who could watch a 30-minute match that's absolutely amazing and say the match sucked because of 3 seconds at the end.
Well, yeah, it's like a movie. You watch a movie, it's great. If the ending sucked, it's like I wasted my time watching an hour of action shit. You can watch a really great movie, but if the ending sucks, you walk out of there going, fuck this movie.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
So you've seen movies with shitty endings and still recommended them to your friends?
I've seen movies that I didn't care for the endings and rewatched them. Because the movie itself was fucking awesome.
That's a cruel thing to do to a person. I'm sorry. Like, if the ending sucks,
At the most, I'll be like, it's got a weird ending.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the movie, but it's got a weird ending.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
that's most of what you're gonna get from it.
But I know, but I'm saying the ending is the key part. You want to start off good. The middle is great. People forgive the middle, but as long as you end it if you get this great climactic ending, then yes, then the movie's great. But if the ending sucks, you walk out of there going, well, that was a waste of my money.
But you still went and watched the whole damn thing. Whereas if the beginning and the middle sucked, you walk out before the end.
Some do. I don't do the movie walkout thing because as expensive as tickets are, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I mean, it has to be bad for me to walk out of a movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying, expensive as the tickets are, movie tickets are today, I'm like, look, I'll just see. I already paid.
That's why I only watch 1 or 2 movies in theaters a year.
That's exactly me too.
It's like It and Deadpool.
No, it was me. It was It, Deadpool, Joker. That was it.
I didn't even see Joker.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying that's what I did. Like, I'm waiting for Deadpool 3. Tell you that right now. I found out they're confirming Deadpool 3, and there's a chance, and they said Disney's gonna let them go R with this.
Oh, it's already guaranteed. It's
guaranteed.
R, and Ryan Reynolds is confirmed for the return.
Oh, thank God. Now, of course, one of the things we're talking about, speaking of canon, is we talked about Jeremiah breaking out. Well, obviously, Jeremiah, he had a little bit of issues and problems since the tank of acid, as to be expected. But he does kind of get a little Joker-ish in this one. We'll see how this looks. Where basically Barbara is dangling in the acid pool, basically where he was when him and Bruce came back. So now Jim Gordon tracks down Jeremiah to save his daughter, and this unfolds.
I can still feel my flesh sizzle as it melted away. Burns even now.
I'm here. Everything's gonna be fine.
You think so? Personally, I'd say things are about as far away from fine as they could possibly be, Barbara Lee. What do I know? I did just spend the last 10 years in the funny farm.
What do you want, Jeremiah?
There's Jeremiah here.
So what do I call you?
Oh, I don't know. Call me Jack. No, that's not right. Joseph, John, Jay. I don't know. I feel something new crawling from the primordial ooze that was me. Something beautiful.
How long have you been pretending to be brain dead?
How long have you been pretending? That's a joke. I know you're not pretending. That's far enough, James.
But you still haven't told me. Why? Why keep pretending?
I was waiting for him to come home. We're bound together, he and I. It's the one thing I knew for certain, the one thing I knew was true. And then he just abandoned us. Do you know how it feels to have the only thing you love, ripped away from you? It feels like this. Disappointing as tonight was, I will say it is fun carving up play a commissioner. Who's there? What do you want? Show yourself! Show yourself! You.
It's okay. It's all right. I got you. Okay?
So that was an interesting look for the Joker.
I didn't mind the look for the most part. The lack of hair bugged me. He needs the green hair.
Yeah.
That's a key feature that they kind of messed that up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I thought it looked pretty good. I thought it was, it was a little bit of an original take. I like that he finally started getting that crazy little laugh. His attitude was starting to be a little more Joker-esque. Now, something that bugs me is that appeared to be a kill. I could be wrong. That could have been a knockout shot. But that looked to me like it was a kill. Come on. You gonna start out Batman that way?
That is a good, yeah.
His first day back, and the first thing he does is kill his greatest foe. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really show an arrest. They didn't really show anything else.
They did show the Batarang go through his hand, and then another one hit him in the head. If it didn't kill him...
Yeah, unless, or maybe Batman trained himself to where he could throw it at an angle to where it can cut you, but throw it at an angle to where it can hit you. Maybe he timed it. I don't know. Batman's full of surprises. He has a unique way.
I just know what it looked like.
I do too. I rewatched it like a few times, like on YouTube, obviously, not on TV, but I'm like, I rewinded it a couple times trying to go, maybe the angle, trying to see if it penetrated the skin at all.
It looks like death to me.
Yeah, Batman, yes, the man who, it's kind of like a P. Holmes situation. You just said you don't kill. That's right, he's napping. So anyway, yeah, criminals fight me. It's exhausting because I'm good. So they usually have to nap afterwards. You think he's sleeping. Look at him. He's all tuckered out. So anyway, all this boils down to one final moment. Now, throughout this episode, we see Selina, who clearly has been recasted to look older. I don't know why they got rid of the original character. I don't know. But anyway, obviously Selina, is now being Catwoman. She steals a diamond from a jewelry place. She's becoming who she's supposed to be. But then we see a moment where, obviously Bruce's name gets brought up. She's not wanting to hear it. She's nice to Alfred, but not really nice to everybody else with the thought of it. But then Bruce, throughout the entire episode, is nowhere to be found. We see moments of Batman and everything else where there's encounters, and you even hear the voice. It's not the deep, raspy voice from the Dark Knight series, but deep enough to where you can not tell it's him, basically saying, I'm not your enemy and everything else, and escaping through walls. So we see the Bat-like character forming.
I think that the only thing they could have done with that is, like they did in Arrow, and then like they did in the Ben Affleck Batman, use a voice distorter instead of him growling like an idiot.
Yes.
Use the voice distorter to change his voice.
Yeah. So
I think that would be a really cool thing if they should have done. But all in all.
But in this final episode, we finally have that moment, and here's how this whole thing comes to a close.
So he comes out of nowhere, saves you and Barbara Lee, and just disappears?
Yeah.
So the dude's on our side.
I think so.
This whole thing. I thought we mothballed this after reunification.
Had him dig it out for old time's sake. I sent a note to Wayne Manor. I thought Bruce might want to be here when we light it.
Good evening, gentlemen. Master Bruce sends his profound apologies. He's otherwise engaged.
He's been busy a lot since he came back.
Yes, indeed. And I hear that you're retiring.
I may stick around a while yet.
You're there, aren't you? Do you have any idea what you did? just leaving? You were all I had. And I know you wanted to protect me. But I didn't want to be protected. I wanted you. Say something. Say something.
There was no other way, Selina. I had to go.
So what happens now?
I don't know. But I'll never leave Gotham again. Return the diamond.
Like how?
Gotham is mine, that's what he said.
I was there, Oswald.
I did not spend 10 years in Blackgate to give my city to a man dressed like a bat! Yes! We have to find out who he is and show him that this is our city.
Agreed.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we'll just go.
Yet in the darkness, there will be light. That's what he promised Master Bruce all those years ago in the alley. He saved him. Gave him hope.
Holy mother. Who is he?
Friend.
And that's kind of how they wrapped it up.
I feel like that was the perfect way to end the series. And you and I both are like, it's like we are going to take back our city. Tomorrow,
yeah. I loved it because because I didn't know which version of the Penguin I was gonna see, and I liked that they went the more classic route with it.
Yeah, they made him fat. They gave him
the monocle, everything. He kind of has these. Well, he always had the limp, so that never went away. And I like the Riddler had a green jacket, which is weird because when I first saw the Riddler, and Desmond explained this to me later about how the fabric's like reflective or something. Mm-hmm. At first, I'm thinking he's in an all black suit, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was mad. I'm so mad because I'm like, how do you fuck up the Riddler? Then the light came, I saw the green, and I went, oh, there it is. And I kind of just, all right, okay, it's green.
It's like almost like a satin jacket. So how the light hits it just changes how it looks.
Yeah, but so I was like, okay, we're good. I'm good. I'm good. So, and then now I want to get your thoughts on this because obviously at the end we finally see the Batman. Trash cans behind the mat thing. So anyway, the thing about it is everyone's complaining though about the design of the bat suit. They're like, it feels like a kid doing a cosplay kind of thing. How did you feel about it?
It looked like armor. It was definitely professional. I mean, and keep in mind this is not veteran Batman here. Okay, this is just starting out first costume Batman.
Yeah.
So he would learn the needs of other stuff later on to add to it. I think it looked great. I really don't. I like that they didn't try to steal from every other version of Batman there was.
Yeah.
They they did their own little adjustment to it, and to me it looked fine. It looked like Batman. If you can look at it and recognize automatically who it is, it was an alright costume.
Yeah, and I look at it like this. It was for one scene in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it looks professional, that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be a fancy suit, because he's not going to do anything in it.
Keep in mind, in the comics, he's basically wearing fabric and underwear.
Yeah, you really think about it. Now, obviously, we're about to wrap this Gotham thing up. Before we do, there's one clip I have from earlier in the show, and I saved this for last. And the reason I saved it for last is because one thing Desmond and I have talked about in the show a lot is one of our favorite characters or villains was Zsasz.
Oh, I love how they did Zsasz in this series.
The sarcasm, the funny thing, like, how is Jim Gordon beating us? Well, I think
he's a little flamboyant,
but he has great leadership skills, and he's just funny. And here's the thing: in season 5, I think we can both agree, still perfect.
Oh, yes.
So this is the scene where they track down Zsasz because they think he blew up the building because they didn't know Edward Nygma was being controlled yet. So we're gonna play this last scene just for laughs. We have nothing to say, just for laughs. This is up.
Pretty cozy up here. Thanks, guys.
I know that voice.
Zsasz! Oh, hey, guys. What's up? I did not make that building go boom, Jim.
Oh, please! You gave up any shred of honor long ago! Why should we believe a sneak like you?
Because I would never take credit for somebody else's work.
Oh, no, you just betray anyone and everyone for the right price!
Is this about Sophia Falcone? Because you should really move past that. It's not healthy.
Oswald, concentrate. Do you and your men have enough ammo to keep Zsasz pinned down for a couple of minutes?
For you, Jim, let's say 2.5.
Concentrate all your fire on that window up there. Give me everything you got. Then abruptly cease fire.
You can count on me. Spread the word.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Now!
Yeah.
Keep me coming! Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
Glad to see you're still with us.
Thank you. Thank you. You were great. Glad there's no hard feelings.
Day's not over yet. Come on.
This is fucking great. How do you not love this character? He's not mad. He's not even angry. He got handcuffed. He's just, yeah, thank you. It's like, you gotta move past that. It's not healthy.
I was like, I didn't make that building go boom, Jim.
He's just like, hey, what's up? Great. Zsasz was perfect in this.
They could not have picked a better person. And I love in the when they did the trial of him, is like, why should we believe that you? It was like, what do you have to tell us to make us believe that you didn't do this? Well, for starters, if I'd have killed all those people, I'd be covered in really badass scars.
He has an accurate, smart-ass answer for everything. I mean, really, it's great. It's like nothing phases him.
I've always loved Zsasz. Well, Zsasz in this. Zaz in the comics, I didn't get a whole lot of his personality. Zaz a lot in the video games. They didn't show a whole lot of his personality.
Yeah.
They just you got little bits and pieces. You knew who he was. You knew he was covered in scars from everybody he killed. Every time he killed somebody, he puts a check mark on himself.
Yeah.
A tally mark, excuse me. But and he kept the numbers for his kills. But other than that, you didn't get a whole lot. This series really upped the game and gave him a personality that was. It was really cool because he started out as an excessively loyal hitman.
Yeah,
he was a soldier, and every kill he got that he did, he paid. It's like they paid him. He gave himself a tally. It was off. It just built up, and it was really good. I just love how Zaz worked out.
I do too, man. Absolutely. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will conclude the review of Season 5 of Gotham. By far one of the best shows I've seen. Glad I've had a chance to watch it.
I'm glad they didn't draw this series out too far. They could have meshed this up real bad.
Yeah, they kept it at 12, condensed it, and really made it work.
I'm not even just that. I'm talking the whole series, not just the season.
Oh, absolutely,
They
yeah.
stopped at 5 seasons. It's like, look, this is the prequel. We could draw this out, but we know how this ends.
Exactly. Let's not waste all that time. So, fantastic job. And, of course, Desmond and I will be back again to do Supernatural when Season 15 wraps up. So when the final season of that happens, we'll have a video out here for you guys. You can always check out God Was Never On Your Side on SoundCloud to check it out. You can also check out our thoughts on Seasons 3 and 4 of Gotham on the episode 2.5 Straight Men. You check that episode out. We got it on there. So make sure you check it out. The two of us and Zach talk about Gotham there. And, of course, make sure you follow the Boochcast on SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com/Boochcast, BOOCHCAST. Also, like us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/The Boochcast. Go to Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at The Boochcast for more additional content. And, of course, support the show through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/The Boochcast. We have great rewards for great patrons. Every little bit helps us.
Somewhere in this vicinity over here, right there.
Well, yeah, I have to with my finger because I think, I'm pointing here and I'm pointing over there. It's reflective camera shit. But anyway,
that way.
Yes, that way. There it is. That way, yeah, so
I'm better at it.
He is better at it, yes. So Patreon, go there, donate what you can, help us support the show. Every little bit helps us. It helps us keep the show running. It helps us evolve the show. It helps us fund the show, and it gives Desmond some Mountain Dew. So there you go. All your reasons to check out Patreon. And, of course, subscribe to this channel, Booch316. Check it out. I'm going to be renaming it Booch365. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel for more additional videos that we got coming your way. So until next time, this is Vinny Bucci, a.k.a. The Booch, saying keep on living life and take care. This has been the Boochcast, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Until then, pizza, baby!
Fuck you.